Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today we're going to be talking about United Microelectronics. It's a Taiwanese semiconductor company, and right now in the semiconductor / microchip space, we understand that there's a huge shortage. We're going to compare this United Microelectronics, which is under $10 per share, was absolutely at a low budget price for everyone to buy. We're going to compare it to another Taiwanese semiconductor / microchip company, and we'll see of the potential value that you can earn if you add this particular stock to your portfolio. Welcome, everybody. Again, this is Financial Literacy 101. We'll get right into the stock review because the market is hot. I repeat, the market is hot. So with that being said, we're looking into United Microelectronics. This is a Taiwanese company. And let's go through the timeline here. The first 5 years, this stock has been up 367%, almost 368%. The past year, 303%. The past 3 months, 7%. The past month, 11.5%. The past week has been down 0.14%. And today, they're down 0.14. But nonetheless, this stock is greatly needed in the space. And it's doing pretty well in the past year. Again, let's look at that one more time. The past year has been up over 300%. So again, this could be a very profitable microelectronic, aka semiconductors, in the sense of microchips. We need to understand that the microchip department is at a shortage right now. This is why you guys are seeing NIO and other electric vehicles, probably other than, well, Tesla's still hurting too. The whole entire electric vehicle market is hurting because of the shortage of microchips, the shortage of semiconductors. And we're going to get into that very quickly. As a matter of fact, let's define what that actually is. Give me 1 second here as I'm looking. I'm going to break down what this actually is. So we need to understand that a semiconductor, a microchip, it says an integrated circuit or monolithic integrated circuit, also referred to as a microchip. This is a semiconductor. It said it is a set of electronic circuits on one small flat piece or a chip, okay, of a semiconductor material that is normally silicone. So they're synonymous with one another. People say semiconductors, some people say microchips. You really can't go wrong in this particular space, but just know that companies like Microelectronics, the one we're actually looking at right now, is very, very profitable when you think about the long-term investment potential, okay? Let's read what this company is actually about. It says, United Microelectronics engaged in the semiconductor foundry business. It offers complementary metal-oxide semiconductor logic wafers, mixed signal wafers, radio frequency, complementary metal-oxide semiconductor wafers, embedded memory products, high voltage integrated circuits, and complementary metal-oxide conductors image sensors. The company was founded on May 22nd, 1980, and is headquartered in Taiwan. Now, the ticker, the symbol for this particular stock is UMC, okay? And they do have dividends. We'll go over the dividends very, very briefly. The dividends are not large at all. They're very, very small dividends. The analyst out of 24 here on Robinhood has it at a 60% buy, 21% hold, and sell at 13%. Not bad. That's not bad at all. The quarterly earnings look like they're continuing to go up, okay? We're seeing a lot of good analytics here on one platform, but we have to look at a couple of others to see if they all coincide, okay? All right, here are some other. Now, here's one I want to compare it to. This is another Taiwanese semiconductor. This is at a 94% buy. Let's look at this one very quickly, okay? So this is a Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturer. Over the past 5 years, this stock has been up 372%. The past year, 148%. The past 3 months, a point, basically. The past month, 3.3%. The past week has been down 2.2%. And then today is down 1.3%. But nonetheless, this is another Taiwanese semiconductor / microchip company. And it's doing very, 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 very well. Right here, it has a 94% buy. I think this is out of some people's let's say investment range, because even though you can invest in fractions on Robinhood, if you go over here, you see the dollar amount. You can change that to shares. So you don't have to essentially buy a share at $121. You can invest in $20, $25 in this particular stock. But some of you like to, I understand, want to own a whole share. So that's why we're looking at no other than United Microelectronics, which is also another semiconductor, as you see, Taiwan and electronic components. Let's move on. When it comes to Market Watch, we're looking at the past performance. That's what we're looking at right now. It says year to date, it's only been up 11%, but in the past year, it's been up 293%. Let's round it up, 294%. So it is all looking pretty well, okay? Now, the analysts on here, out of 24 analysts, saying that it's been overbought, okay? Overbought. But we're going to look at the forecast for this particular stock. So we're going to see where the experts are saying where the stock is actually going to go. Now, the EPS is 41 cents, but they're still in a profit. They're not a company who's operating out of debt. So that's pretty well. Now, we also have our dividends, as I told you before, at a dividend percent at 1.04%. The dividends are very, very small, and your dividends are only 14 cents per share. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking into a stock to invest, you say, hey, I want a dividend stock. Now, you have these dividend stocks that kind of give you low dividends, but nonetheless, you have that large potential for growth. Okay, large potential for growth, especially in the semi and microchips department, because everything has been technologicalized. Everything is technology now. Everything has microchips, semiconductors, etc. So again, we're looking at the long-term potentials, and guess what? You get 14 cents of your investment back. So we have to look long-term when we're thinking about investments and everything else. Okay, so let's move right along. Let's see what Yahoo was talking about. Let me blow this up, because the only thing I don't really want to focus on right now, because as you can tell over here, it says overvalued. But the only thing I want to look at is right here. What's important is the performance outlook. Very quick analytics that's going to tell you in the next 2 to 6 weeks, they believe that the stock is going to go up. 6 weeks to 9 months, they believe the stock is going to go up. And 9 months plus, they believe the stock is going to go up. Okay, great. Next, we're going to look at the forecast. This is coming from CNN Business. Again, we're talking about United Microelectronics Corporation. And right now, the stock is currently at $9.36. So the stock is under $10. Okay, let me blow this up for you guys. And so historically, we're teetering around the $9, $10 mark. But the next 12-month forecast, okay, at the median is 17.9% up to $11. And if it goes high, they're looking at 42, 43% at $13.42. Now, if it drops, they're looking at $5.89. But let me tell you, it's more likely going to hit the median or the high price within the next 12 months. Okay, that is what we're currently looking at. That is what we should be looking at. Again, the potential for stocks to actually grow. And in the same market space, see, a lot of times when we think about investment, investments are not monolithic, but they are joined and combined in some sort of way. Like one market can affect another market. We understand that, right? Like, so the food market can essentially affect the water market. But when it comes to electric vehicles, the electric vehicle is a market, but also the microchip and semiconductor is another market, but they are also connected because of the technology that they need from one another to actually operate. So there's a large demand for microchips from companies like this. You also have Micron, M-I-C-R-O-N, Micron. You have AMD, you have NVIDIA, but their space is so niche. They're looking into mostly NVIDIA and AMD. They're looking at more for graphics for computers as well as gaming. But when you look at all these other semiconductors, they make them for a broad audience. Even Intel. Intel is also a semiconductor or microchip company. And right here, I'm looking at my laptop. You got NVIDIA and you have Intel. So that's two microchip companies that make different microchips for different purposes, but they can still be on one platform. That's what I mean, that certain industries, regardless if they're connected or not, still need one another to operate, There needs to be a demand. There needs to be a supply, because us being consumers, we're going to buy, but they need to work hand in hand together. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you got some great information. And for you guys that's joining in, we're comparing and also looking into the United Microelectronics Corporation in this particular forecast compared to another Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturer. And this stock is up 120%. They have it at a 94% buy. Over the past year, this stock has been doing phenomenally well at around, which is 147%. And again, this stock is doing very, very well at 94% buy, hold at 3%, sell at 3%. But we understand this could potentially be out of a lot of people's price range. And that's okay. And that's why I'm bringing you a stock that's under $10 that you guys can jump in right now. It's another Taiwanese microchip company, United Microelectronics, that has a large potential for growth. Okay. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your stock reviews for today. I created my banner, didn't even show you guys. Hey, we're talking about low budget microchip stocks, or this particular stock that you guys can actually get into. And again, the other stock is performing a little bit better. And if you don't want to buy, if you don't want to spend 121 per share of that investment, then you can go in on Robinhood, WeBull, and other platforms that allow you to invest incrementally and in fractions. You can invest 10, 15. But if you want to own shares, this particular United Microelectronics stock, UMC is the ticker that I've given you, is also another great buy for your portfolio when you're talking about microchips. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great day. I'm out.